1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out there in Banjo Land, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. It's that time of year again. We're going to learn a couple holiday Christmas tunes. This time we're going to learn God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen in the key of E minor. These are great songs to learn. They have very recognizable melodies, and it's kind of a fun way to spice up a melody you've heard maybe your whole life and now play it on the banjo. Maybe you can impress some of your family and friends over the holiday season. That's my goal for this one. So we're going to start by learning the basic melody first to God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. We're going to learn just a super simple arrangement, all melody for the basic melody. Super important, always learn the basic melody first. And then we're going to look at how do we spice up that melody? How do we make it sound like bluegrass? So we're going to syncopate the melody by changing certain melody notes from on beat to off beat, which is really exciting to your ear. If your ear expects to hear something on the on beat and you play it on the off beat, it's very exciting. And that's one of the hallmarks of Scruggs style banjo, is that syncopation. You've probably heard that a lot, is Scruggs style banjo is syncopated, right? And that's what we're going to talk about on this lesson. How do we take a melody that has lots of notes, lots of quarter notes, and how do we spice it up, make it sound like bluegrass? I think you'll be able to get the basic melody with some practice. The bluegrass style solo is, I would maybe call like advanced beginner, maybe drifting into intermediate, but I think with some practice you can get this one. I've got all the right and left hand fingerings listed below the tab, so with that, and we'll walk through both solos note for note, exactly how I just played it at the beginning. And then lastly, as always, we'll talk about some backup. So I'll show you how to do the chords down the neck, how to do the chords with vamping. This song has a couple more chords that we've added, so this will be a great backup lesson as well. All right, let's jump into God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen in the key of E minor. So let's start learning this basic melody to God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. The first 5 measures is like the opening melody line, so let's start with that. Remember, we're kind of thinking out of our E minor chord, and that's how I'm going to kind of pick which left-hand fingers I'm going to use. I would recommend using my left-hand fingerings because it'll make learning the solo, the bluegrass style solo, easier. If you don't like that, you could kind of experiment with your left-hand fingers, but I think using my suggested left-hand fingerings is going to make learning the next solo even easier. So that's what I'd recommend. So let's start by playing the first 5 measures. It's not too hard. Here we go. A few times. And I'll do it really slow. 1, 2, 3. So measure 1 is going to be the pickup into the melody, and it's just 3 beats of rest. So 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to play with our middle finger of our left hand on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. Remember, we're kind of thinking out of this E minor chord, and you're used to putting your middle finger down on that 2nd fret if you're familiar with that chord. So that's what we're doing. So we're going to play that note twice in a row on beat 4 and then beat 1 of measure 2. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And I'm using my thumb and my right hand twice there. So 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to hit the open 2nd string with our index finger of our right hand twice. And then the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, I'm going to use my middle finger as well. of my left hand, and then open third string, and then I'm going to use my ring finger to go down to the 4th fret of the 4th string, and then back to the 2nd fret, and then open 4th string, and then we kind of walk back up those notes. 2nd, 4th fret, open 3rd string, 2nd fret on the 3rd string, and then open 2nd string. So we're kind of using like a minor scale. So it's kind of like an E minor, just natural minor, E minor scale. And those are the fingers and notes that I'm playing there. So we have quarter notes to start until we get to measure 5. So it's just on the downbeats on all of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the kind of the feel we're playing there. So we have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and then beats. The beginning of measure 5 is what's called a dotted half note. So a dotted half note takes up 3 beats. The dot adds one. It's 1.5 times the normal amount. So a half note would normally be 2 beats. Half of 2 is 1. So 2 plus 1 is 3. So that's where you get a dotted half note is 1.5 times the normal amount. So we have 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to play that 2nd fret on the 4th string again, which is basically our pickup to start the next melody line, which is actually exactly the same. So if you learn these first 5 measures, you have actually got over about half of the basic melody down. So, and I'm mainly using my thumb. I'm using my index finger on the 2nd string, but other than that, I'm using my thumb of my right hand. And so that's what I'm doing there. So let's do it a couple more times. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you're having trouble playing that dotted half note, what you could do to feel the timing is go play this note 3 times in a row, just to kind of hear how long it should be. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just take it out. 1, 2, 3. Let's do it a little faster, not too hard. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You can just loop that. And then into measure 6, we actually play that same melody again. Dotted half note at measure 9. So that's all exactly the same as 2 through 4 into 5, right? And then instead of going back down to the 2nd fret on the 4th string like we did the first time, now we're going to hit the open 2nd string again on beat 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm using my index finger twice there. And then we're going to kind of go into like an A minor chord. So we're going to play the 1st fret on the 2nd string with our index finger of our left hand, actually index finger of our right hand too, but index finger of left and right hand. So we play the 1st fret down to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, open 2nd string. So take your index finger off, put your index finger back down. So that's just kind of going around like an A minor, the A minor notes. I'm just looping measure 10. And then a little response, open 1st string with my middle finger of my right hand. So this is the first time your middle finger gets involved. And then 2nd fret, back to open 2nd string, and then 2nd fret 3rd string. So let's play that part. So we have and then a little response, open 3rd string, down to the 2nd fret on the 4th string, 4th fret 4th string, open 3rd string, and then second fret. So that whole part sounds like this. Let's do that again. Let's take it back a little bit further. So we have. This is a half note, so 1, 2, so only 2 beats that time. Don't add the dot, so just 2 beats, and then do open 2 on the third string, open second string, half note, and then 1 open on the second string, and then a little run down like a B7, open second string, second fret on the third string, open third string, 4th fret, 4th string. So that's good practice. Let's do 14 and 15. We have. Second fret on the 4th string. You can hear how that kind of resolves. You have. So let's play that part. So we have. Let's play it from the A minor again. So we have. Just like I'm doing, I would just break the melody into sections like this, and then I just loop it a bunch of times. That's what I do. Let's do it a little faster, same spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So a lot of quarter notes and half notes. Probably that, you know, the notes are a little trickier over here, but just make sure you're getting the counting right. That's kind of important. So we have. The trickiest part of the basic melody right here. So we land on this note, the second fret of the 4th string for a half note, and then we're going to play our first 8th note. So we have 1, 2, and then we're going to play 3 and 4, 3 and 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, and we're going to do a little tricky move, and this might take a little bit of practice. So we're going to go thumb of our right hand on the 3rd string. And then our index finger of our right hand is going to come up and hit the 4th string, which is a little tricky because your fingers are kind of crossing. So we have 1, 2, and then we do open 3rd string on 3, and then the 4th fret on and then back down to the 2nd fret. So we have. Trouble with that and you didn't like that or that was too tricky, what you could do is just take out the open 3rd string and just play. It's not exactly the melody, but it works. So you would have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to go up to the 2nd fret on the 3rd string. So you can kind of hear how that resolves. You have. Took that out, like I said, it'd be 1. As written. You really have to keep your thumb out front, and you have to make sure when you hit that 3rd string, your index finger isn't touching that string, otherwise you're going to get that pick noise, hear that? So you have to keep your index finger out of the way, which is a little tricky, but I think you can get it with some practice. Might be a little easier to do it a little faster. Like I said, that's the trickiest part of the basic melody. But it's kind of an important part of the melody. Your ear expects to hear that little quick run, so that's why I added it and included it. And then we have a little ending phrase, open 2 on the 3rd string, and then a little run, open 1 on the 2nd string, open 2 on the 1st string, and then that B7 run that we did earlier, open 2nd string, 2nd fret, the 3rd string, open 3rd string, 4th fret, 4th string, 2nd fret. So we have let's play that last line. So we have I'll just loop it. Alright, so just having fun there at the end, but that's the basic melody. So every note of that is part of the melody. We didn't add any fill, we didn't add any licks, we didn't add any slides, just straight melody the whole way through. And that's super important, is to learn the basic melody first. That's so important. I made that mistake, and I talk about this all the time in the lessons. One of my biggest mistakes I made when I first learned was not learning the basic melody first, thinking I could jump past that because, oh, the basic melody is, oh, I don't need to learn that, that's too easy. Let me go forward and play something more advanced. And I quickly realized and learned, and through the help of my teacher, that I needed to learn the basic melody. That's how you create variations. That's how you create interesting arrangements, is knowing that foundation. So it's so important to build the foundation. The stronger the foundation, the stronger whatever you build on top of it is going to be, right? So super, super important to learn the basic melody first. Now let's jump into spicing that up. We're gonna add some fills, we're gonna add some rolls, we're gonna syncopate the melody a little bit, and you can only syncopate it, right, if you know how to play it straight. So that's super important. So play that basic melody as many times as you need to, and now let's jump into a bluegrass style solo. Here we go.